And another thing which a lot of people would tell is probably how difficult it is. You need to be mentally prepared for. So have zero expectations before going abroad. I know quite a few of them who didn't like the city, so they came back.
Hello, guys. I am your host, Ashley, and welcome back to another episode of College Dunya Student Connect, wherein we chat with international students and learn more about their experiences and journey. Today, we have Kenneth with us from the UK. Hi, Kenneth. How are you?
Hey Ashley, I'm good. How are you?
I'm great. I'm great. How are you doing today?
All good. All blessed.
That's good. That's good. Uh, Before getting into the details of your study abroad journey, why don't you tell us a little bit more about yourself?
Yeah, I'm a Bangalore boy. I grew up in Bangalore. I went to, I completed my schooling in St. Germain. Then I went to Joseph, and then when I was 18, I went abroad to study. I came back to Bangalore. I finished my studies for 4 years. Then I came back to Bangalore again. Now I'm working. That's about it.
That's great. That's great. So, how was Bangalore like?
Bangalore is a chill city. It's nice. It's good. So it's getting a little hot these days, but other than that, it's a nice place. Okay.
Yeah. Um, so like, why did you choose the UK? I can see that, coming from Bangalore, going all the way to UK is a big step. So why did you choose this particular country, and do you think it was a good decision to study abroad?
So firstly, yes, it is a very good decision to study abroad because widen your perspective, broaden your knowledge. It's very important, okay? And I tell a lot of people who I meet who are interested, especially like guys who are younger than me, to please get an experience if you can. And so my decision choosing UK was, so I had three options. One was Australia, one was UK, and one was America. So putting cost into cost as a factor, UK is pretty decent. And not only that, the distance also mattered a lot for me because from UK I could come back to Bangalore in a few hours, like say 12 hours, but from Australia or like United States it was it's a little farther. So that's one of the decisions. And also like our cultural wise also, no, like we have a lot of like cultural similarities. Like the national dish of the UK is chicken tikka masala. That's surprising.
Yeah,
So
I
we have a
know.
lot of
I know.
yeah, so we have a lot of similarities, and also I'm a big football fan, so that's also one of the reasons for me to go to the UK. Yeah, so that's it.
Yeah, I can understand why UK is a popular destination. Yeah, because first of all, yeah, the tuition fees is lower, and then you can do a 1 year course, and there's a lot of things you can do for your personal development. And yeah, but yeah, there are a lot of culture shocks, but the biggest culture shock is definitely chicken tikka masala being one of the national dishes.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
even that I think that was my biggest shock when I came here. Nothing else. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah. So, so tell us a little bit more about your college and your course as well. Like, how do you like your faculty, the campus, and the facilities?
So Coventry is a comparatively new university, okay, compared to all the other universities in the UK. It's pretty old, but even though it's new university, there's a rapid like development every year. Okay, there's a lot of development. Say for engineering students, they have one of the best state-of-the-art facilities for engineering. They have a very good campus, and the library also is very nice. And the faculty all well trained, all have PhDs, and they have very communicative sessions with you when you as soon as you join the university you have like a person who's assigned to you to take care of your growth. And so there's another thing when you join Coventry University. So you have this, not only Coventry University, any university, you have this Freshers Week, right? So that
Yeah.
way we got a lot of information in the Freshers Week about the UK and Coventry University. So anybody who's going abroad, I would recommend to go for the Freshers Week because you not only that you make a lot of friends, you have parties, and you get a lot of information about the city and all that. So that is very important. And other than that, Coventry University, facility wise, the university is scattered around the city. Okay, they have different buildings, and they have one of the longest buildings in the UK. And so another beautiful part is there's the city center. there was an there what was it? There was a church which was attacked during the World War II, and your campus and your graduation is all held there. Like, not your campus is a little away, but your graduation is held there, like in that site. So that's a very beautiful thing as well. It's a very beautiful site, and the city is like nowadays the city is a little unsafe, but like for us going from India, right? Like I felt really safe there. Like I
Yeah.
didn't have an issue. But yeah, it's a nice city, and the university also is pretty good. Yeah.
That sounds
So
like
yeah,
a very interesting college, a lot of thand to do. And yeah, I
yeah,
mean, you shared quite a bit, so that's pretty interesting. And then yeah, I think since I'm also staying in the UK, and I think many students who study in the UK would realize that there's a lot of support for students when they study in universities here. And yes, yeah, the universities here are great. So I can see why you spoke very highly of the city and the college. So,
yeah.
what about your course? What is your course structure like? And are you enjoying your course?
So yes, course-wise, I was doing international business management, and international business management was a interesting course. So the difference between business management and international business management is nothing but in international business management you get a year abroad, so you could go to top universities in the world and you don't have to pay anything. Okay, you just have to take care of yourself there. The university fees is not involved. It's called an Erasmus program. So the first
Okay.
2 years you are in
Right.
the UK, and the third year, as part of the international business management course, I got to go. I went to Radboud University, but you could decide any university in Europe or in the UK or US or wherever, anyways, whichever universities they are. Coventry has a tie up, and they have tie up with more than 200 universities. Okay, and if you're not interested in study abroad, you can complete your course as well, or you have a placement that 1 year in the middle. So you can go for the placement on the third year as well. And if you're looking for the career path, and you want to settle down in the UK or something of that sort, then that year is very important. So you could do that. You could do a placement. So you get 1 year work experience. For me, I wanted to explore a little bit about myself, and I wanted to learn a different subject. So I studied anthropology and development studies when I went to Radboud University, and that was in Netherlands. So if any student is going abroad, I would strongly recommend them to go for a year abroad, study abroad Erasmus program, or I would tell them to do a placement and take some more time to stay there, understand yourself better. It's a very good opportunity.
Okay. And so
And
the study abroad year, in which country did you do it? And also about the university there, like how did you enjoy like the course and the campus and everything over there?
so I went to Radboud University, which is one of the top 150 universities according to the QS rankings. And I did social science subjects such as anthropology, development studies, gender studies, and all of that. And one really good thing about this is the crowd which comes there now is very diverse. Okay, so you have people from all over the world who are there for that 1 year, and you have it's a very rich cultural experience. You get to learn a lot of cultures. And Radboud University, the campus was, it's a very old institute. So you have a lot of cultural learning there as well. And so study wise, it's very, you have to study every day. Like you have a lot of coursework, you have a lot of deadlines. I felt the studies in the UK are comparatively easier than like in Europe, because I went to Netherlands. So in Netherlands, it was a little more difficult if you don't spend time. Okay. Other than that, university-wise, it's very good. Accommodation-wise, accommodation is cheap, and the people are very friendly. People are really nice, and you have your own cycle, so you can go anywhere cycling and all of that. So it's a nice place. I would strongly suggest people to go to Netherlands as well. Very beautiful place.
Yeah, that's good. Um, so in the for the university in UK, like how did you apply to it? What was your approach towards your SOP or letter of recommendation? And were there any tests you had to take?
So this is actually a very important question. So see, when I went to the UK, I was 18 years old and I didn't know what to do. all I knew was watching the movies or hearing friends talk, and we don't get a lot of information. Okay, so you go to I went to agencies. I went to three agencies. Okay, I'm not gonna name them, and I got different like advices on each agency because they promote their kind, the university which they like. Okay, so to be very honest, um, the the thing is we have to do our own research, and this is very important. We have to do our own research about the universities which you find. If you type top 100 universities, it's not going to cut it. You have to select a subject, you have to select a course, because I've been there for the first time, and I'm going to tell you shortly how I did that. But if anybody is going abroad now, I would suggest them to research about the course you want to do, see the modules which you have, and compare them with other universities. So for going to the UK, like you probably would have done the same. You have to apply through UCAS, and I went to another agency. They helped me apply through UCAS, and after UCAS, my statement of purpose was quite tricky because I haven't written anything in a professional format, but I had a lot of help online and family, friends. So my statement of purpose was pretty all right, and I applied to a few universities from that UCAS portal, and I got into Leeds, Beckett, and all these universities. So I ended up choosing Coventry, and yeah, after that the visa process comes in and all of that. Even in the visa process also is not too complicated. You have everything online these days. Watch a lot of videos, read a lot of stuff, and it is simple. It's like my friend recently went abroad as well. The same thing happened. This is what I told him. Like it'll be too crowded, okay? Like there'll be a lot of thoughts, lot of like everything has to fall in place, but it'll all fall in place, and like it looks complicated, but it's actually quite simple. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say.
Sounds very informative. You put a lot of information in there. So yeah, research is definitely important. That's one key thing you mentioned. And yeah, you can use a lot of platforms online to do that. So how was the experience of finding accommodation actually? Like what was the rent like? What kind of accommodation are you staying in?
So accommodation wise, I would like firstly when I went in my first year, I stayed in a student. So Coventry University has a thing called FutureLets, where they have private houses and student accommodations. Okay, so I took a house from them, but I went to the UK and then I decided because all the student accommodations were sold out, and if you are planning to stay in a student accommodation, book it well in advance, otherwise you're not going to get a booking there. And student accommodations are quite expensive compared to the private accommodations that you have.
Yeah,
in the
yeah,
UK.
it is more expensive. Yeah.
It is quite expensive. So in my first year, I spent about £420 for my rent. I had one room, one bathroom, one kitchen, and it's not ensuite. It's not ensuite. It's just like a small room. Okay. And in my second year, I found a place. I paid £250, including electricity bill, Wi-Fi, and all of that.
Oh wow,
Uh,
250 is
£250.
pretty cheap for UK.
It is
It's
pretty
like
cheap.
on
It
the
is
lower end. That is amazing. You got
exactly
250. On the average, it's 400. So that's
400.
amazing.
Yeah. So, but to be honest, like in Coventry, I wouldn't. Average should be around £300. It shouldn't go more than that. For
Yeah, okay.
ensuite, maybe for ensuite you probably would pay say 400, but
Okay.
£300 you get a decent accommodations close to university. And in
Yeah.
my final year, like stayed in I stayed in a place where I used to pay £320, but it's a nice place. It's a very nice place. I didn't have any flatmates because nobody moved in, so I got the entire place to myself. So it was nice. I got like my own private kitchen and all of that. And you have pressure cooker and all. It's very like disturbing for the other
Yeah.
people to I need to cook. So yeah, it's fun. It's nice, and the accommodation. Yeah, you have a lot of, again, like another thing is you have a lot of websites on, not websites, on Facebook Marketplace. I'm not sure if it's Marketplace. If you go type Coventry University accommodations, you have pages and you join them. Okay, so people who are renting out flats will post on that. So I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure even for Bath you might have that, or for any universities, right?
Yeah, actually, there is spare room also. So a lot of students in the UK do use spare room.
Yeah.
So to find private accommodation or even student accommodation. So yeah, there is a lot of help online. I think
Yeah,
Spare Room is a very good site that a lot of students in the UK use.
yeah.
So apart from your rent and your tuition fees, what are the typical expenses like
So,
for necessary experiences like groceries or
so
etc.
groceries. See, for us, because we're Indians, right? Like rice is a little expensive, and groceries, generally speaking, you have Indian supermarkets in the UK. And when I went to the UK, I took a lot of stuff. I almost had 40 kgs, 40 to 70 kgs, like including everything, because there were a lot of garam masalas and whatever spices and all of that. But I was surprised to find out that you get everything in the UK, so I didn't have to buy it there, and it's not too expensive. Say like rice is expensive. Other than rice, milk is a pound, and rice you get 1 kg for 2 pounds or 3 pounds.
Okay.
Okay, good
So
quality rice.
apart from all these groceries, are there any other major expenses that you can think of for any students
So
living in the UK?
so it depends on what sort of experience you are looking for. So if you go to the UK and in the weekends if you want to travel, then again you would have a certain budget for that. Like travel in the UK, it is kind of cheap, but at the same time it depends, right? Like say for Virgin Media from Coventry to London, you can get it for 15 pounds. If you have a student card, you get it for 10 pounds. But at the same time, if you want to go there faster by taking a Virgin train, it is 33 pounds. So again, it is very uh, not subjective, but it's again very situational about like how the costs work. And say if you want to party and all, there's again a budget for that. And if you want to do sports or other activities, there's a budget for that. So other than that, the generic items, maybe groceries, basic travel like your day-to-day travel, which is not too much, and your accommodation. I think these will be the biggest expenses, and your food, of course. So if you're buying food outside, food could be quite expensive if you want to take like international cuisines. Like even Indian would be considered international cuisine. But if you want to have like kebabs and like burgers and all that, that is like 4.5 pounds a meal. So it's like $500 a meal. So that shouldn't be too expensive. Yeah.
Okay, okay. So what about the part-time and full-time jobs? Like, what is the scenario for part-time, full-time jobs there? And also, what's like the difficulty in getting those jobs?
So, part-time, full-time job. So, see, for us students, we get a tier 4 visa, right? So, in that we can only get 20 hours of part-time job.
Yeah, yeah.
So, if you work hard enough, you could get a full-time job, but maybe we'll discuss that the second half, okay? So, firstly, part-time job, it is easy to get a part-time job. It's not very difficult to get a part-time job. You have your CVs ready, you print it out, and you go hand out in stores or supermarkets or restaurants, any place which says we are hiring, okay? And you should get a job there. If you don't get a job there, and if it's not possible, McDonald's is there, and there's KFC, which are decent paying jobs, and they are very student friendly as well, okay? So you could get a job there. And if not, you could try, there's this website, okay, Connect Recruitment, and there are a lot of
Yeah,
websites.
there's many job sites like that. Yeah.
Yes. So we could, there are a lot of websites online as well. So if you apply on those, now there are a lot of warehouses which need manpower, okay? So warehouse jobs are minimum wages, but you will get a job there. It's very good paying, and the salary works on weekly basis. So if it works on weekly basis, it's much more better than a monthly basis. I feel that. So yeah, you would get a part-time job, and full-time job you get only during the summers. You're allowed to work 40 hours with the permission of the university, if I'm not wrong. Okay, you could check with your university if I'm not wrong. So you get a letter from the university, and once you get a letter from the university, you're allowed to work 40 hours. But most of the time, what happens is during the holidays we want to go back home. But if you want to stay there, you can earn. You could work in those full-time hours, and you could travel the UK and stuff like that. So even full-time option is good. You can get a full-time or a part-time job wherever you're working as well. You can ask them to make it full-time with a letter from the university. So yeah, I think that's about it.
Yeah. Actually, there are plenty of part-time jobs in the UK, like you mentioned. It's pretty easy to get. and you could earn a decent amount of money to cover your expenses and stuff. So yeah, part-time jobs are plenty, especially in retail and, as you mentioned, McDonald's also. So yeah, there's plenty
Yeah.
of opportunities there. So yeah, for menial jobs, yeah, and it pays pretty decently. I think around 9 to 12 pounds an hour. So yeah, I
Yes.
think on the higher end people would earn 12, but usually I would hear like 10 pounds an hour. So yeah. And I also wanted to know, like, I think the audience wants to know, like, what advice would you give for aspirants?
Okay. So for the people who are going abroad, firstly, you need a solid research. Okay, you need solid research. Why deciding a country is not the hard part. First, deciding what course you want to do. Okay, you need to make your field very narrow. What course you want to do, and once you find what course you want to do, I think it will, like, 50% of your work is done. Then you can start researching about universities which offer best courses. Okay, and then you can start texting students from that particular university. You will go to Facebook and type Bath, you will have a page, or you could type Coventry, or you could type any university, and you have that page. Okay, and connect with students. And students are usually very friendly, and they'll give you advices on, like, how the university, you'll get the rawest form of information there, right? Like how we are, like, having a conversation. That's the most
Yeah,
rawest form of information you get. And do a lot of reading, and go to the university. Instead of trying top 10 universities or top 50 universities, go to that particular university page, read about your course, read what they are offering you and what you like. Don't just take a course. The course selection is 50% of what you want to do. And one more thing is, you should be, a lot of people, like, who go there, like, I know quite a few of them who didn't like the city, so they came back to India. So have zero expectations before going abroad. Have zero expectations.
yeah, that's absolutely true. Yeah,
Yes,
it's a
yes,
very different life.
exactly. So have zero expectations. Go there and you'll have a lot of fun, but have no expectations. Okay, and that is also very important advice, because when we are young, we want to go, and this is all new. There'll be a lot of culture shock, and it. And another thing which a lot of people would tell is probably how difficult it is. You need to be mentally prepared for all the experiences. You're gonna have a nice time, but you should also be mentally prepared
Yeah,
with the
yeah, yeah.
weather.
That's absolutely true. Like, because
Yeah,
you're not in your backyard, where you've been all your
exactly.
life. So,
Yes,
yeah, when you're doing a master's in a new country, yeah, it could be difficult. And
exactly.
yeah, it's pretty good advice you gave actually, to do a lot of research, no, not just on the country, but also on the course. Look at what the course has to offer for you and how it will support your future plans. So yeah, that's absolutely critical actually. So yeah. Um, Thank you so much, Kenneth. It was great to hear your thoughts, your experience, and your journey so far. It was a really fun chat. Um, so, guys, if you enjoyed this episode, please comment, like, and share this video to your network. Also, please subscribe to the channel. We have amazing, informative videos with a lot of good content for you in the days to come. So don't miss any updates from us, and please subscribe to the channel. Thank you.